Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 20th of June for the Sun or the Ascendant. Going to give you the key themes to look out for as usual. Then please stay with me. I will dive deep to give you in forensic detail each of the 12 zodiac signs. If my energy seems slightly lower, I do have COVID, but I will do my best to outline all the key pieces of information for you. So as this week begins, the Sun just briefly forges a quincunx with Pluto. So the Sun on its last day in Gemini is in a rather tense angle to the planet of power. So a conversation that's to do with work or money, or it may be an idea that we have that doesn't quite mesh with someone in a position of authority. But by Tuesday we have the summer solstice and the beginning of cardinal quadrant 2. So this is the second 13-week period of the astrological year. And of course the sign of Cancer, which the Sun moves into, is very much about nurture, protection, security in its physical or emotional context, and our environment, something that we're all very passionate about these days. But just before the Sun moves, there is a quarter moon in the sign of Pisces, another water sign like the Sun, but its right angle to the Sun in Gemini just suggests that we need to choose our words with care this week. Now, one of the reasons for this is that early in the week, Venus, the planet of relating, is challenged by Saturn in the sign of Aquarius, and of course Saturn is in retreat now. So if we become more aware of a relationship where our values don't mesh with the other person, it could be that there could be quite a stumble or even a cold point between two people, whether it's in a business relationship or a personal one. Ironically, Venus actually forges a very penetrating link to Pluto, virtually at the same time, and that can tell us who is for us and where we can feel that connection in a meaningful way. But then on Thursday, Venus joins up with Mercury, which is still in the sign of Gemini, and that gives us an opportunity to work hard at the way we relate to people in the following 28 days. Now, towards the end of this week, the Sun, newly arrived in Cancer, does go into a square with Jupiter, which is kind of larger than life influence. Just important, of course, to deliver on what we might promise. So please stay with me for your individual forecast. But if you would like to ascend above this zodiac broadcast and understand how serious astrology can impact on your situation, if you give me 3 pieces of personal information of time, date and place of birth, I can give you a roadmap that can guide you for the rest of your life. Also, in my special package of 30% off, you can also get a 12-month forecast. Now, no 2 reports are the same. They're totally individual for you. Please see the link below. Finally, I'm very close to that 100,000 subs mark on YouTube. If you have subscribed, I'm so thankful. If you'd like to do so, I'd be very grateful. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. So Gemini, your week commencing the 20th of June forecast sees a delicate set of influences impacting on Venus. Venus is the planet of relating, but it's also the planet of self-worth or loot, how we attract goodness. So its tense angle with Saturn earlier in the week could see you having to confront a basic reality around a relationship. If it's a relationship which has been bumping along the bottom, you may decide to call it quits. But equally, Venus forges a very profound link with Pluto, which can help you to really understand what's meaningful for you. And with Venus arriving in your sign on Thursday, it's almost as if you can draw a line in the sand. Now, if you're not going through any physical separation or challenges in a personal relationship, perhaps it's more your relationship with yourself, and it could relate to an old separation, it could be a loss that you've had and you're just working your way through the process. So I think that can reach quite an acute point this week. But then, as Venus moves into your sign, it's a glorious opportunity to recast your personal identity or personal presentation in some kind of fresh or new way. And with Mercury, your ruler, in an absolutely sparkling alliance with the planet of growth, of fortune, Jupiter, this week, some kind of deal, something to do with publishing, the way you express your ideas, could see you pull goodness to you. Now, the summer solstice and the sun's arrival in Cancer is helping you to convert the ideas that you've been working on more recently into something more solid and tangible. So that's exciting. And later this week, because the sun is actually in a square with Jupiter, you could feel really hopeful about your longer term hopes when it comes to your finances. But it's also important when Jupiter's in the mix to keep one toe on terra firma. So if you are hoping to make progress with a business idea or reshaping your finances, your enthusiasm can clearly be of great assistance to you this week, and a stroke of fortune is most certainly possible, but also important to have a workable plan when Jupiter can kid us into thinking that everything is possible with the least amount of effort. So I think the sun moving into the sign of security, Cancer, is asking you to take your finances, particularly around a property matter, seriously, but that doesn't mean to say you shouldn't speculate somewhat, as long as that is also in conjunction with a degree of sober analysis of the downside as well as the possible opportunities.